we will go over the rules for the 4-H poster contest. Your poster must be 14 inches by 22 inches. When you purchase a piece of poster board from any of the local stores in our area, it will be 22 inches by 28 inches. Ideally, you would want to measure, but you're going to cut your poster board in half to where it's 14 inches on the short sides and 22 inches on the long sides. Your poster may be any color background, but remember to use contrasting colors for the letters and graphics. For example, if you have a dark poster board, use lighter colored letters, and if you have a light color poster board, use darker colored letters. Your poster must be horizontal. That means that the long edges of your poster will be the top and bottom, and the short pieces will be the sides. Do not come up with a great poster idea and forget and turn it the incorrect way. Make sure it is horizontal. "4-H must be the topic for the poster. Think of it like you are designing a 4-H billboard that you might see out on the interstate. So you want to have a catchy slogan on there, and then you want to have graphics or images that go along with the slogan. So try to come up with your best advertising ideas or things that could even be used as a hashtag on social media. Cartoon figures, logos, or teams cannot be used. Basically, nothing famous may be used on your 4-H poster. Those logos, items, and figures belong to the person who created them. And so just like we would not copy somebody else's work or copy somebody else's story or idea as our own, we do not copy anything famous to use on our 4-H poster. You can be as creative as you want and come up with your own characters and logos to use. You can use any art supplies to create your poster. This includes markers, crayons, stick-on letters, stencils, borders, and many others. You can be as creative with this as you want. You may print out things off the computer and use, and you can trace or Google search the 4-H clover to find the correct one to use on your poster. The only thing we ask is that you do not use glitter on your poster or sequins because these items do not glue and stick very well to the poster and can be quite messy. Objects cannot stick out more than 1/8 of an inch off the surface of the poster. To check this, we will lay your poster flat on the table and then we will measure. So we do not want anything that sticks up off of the surface of the poster. It is okay to glue objects to your poster, but make sure they're things that are flat, such as ribbon, scrapbook paper, fabric, and maybe something as flat as a feather. On here, this poster, you can see that this 4-H member glued photos to a small string on their poster. So try to stay away from anything that's really tall, like cotton balls, rocks, or even large beads or foam letters. Do not put anything on top of the 4-H clover. The 4-H clover should not be tilted. If you look at this poster where the words "Stay on Track With," those are plain 4-leaf clovers. It is okay to put letters or designs on top of plain clovers. If you look in the lower corner, you'll see a 4-H clover. There are two things wrong with this clover. One, we have a 4 on top of it, and you should not put anything on top of the clover. That is against the clover's copyright. Also, if you use the 4-H clover, it should be green with white H's. This person decided to change the color of the H's, and so they have changed the official 4-H clover. Also, if you use the 4-H clover on your poster, it should always be straight. Do not tilt it or angle the 4-H clover. Let's look at a few sample posters to end up our discussion of our 4-H poster rules and guidelines. This poster we like to talk about because it uses a dark poster board, but they've contrasted it with light colored letters and graphics that really show up. This 4-H'er wanted something shiny on their poster, so the word shine is actually made out of aluminum foil. You can see the clover there in the center. This was a graphic that they had printed off from the computer, and you notice it is correct because the H's are white, there's nothing on top of it, and the clover is not tilted. Let's look at these three posters. If we start at the top with the poster with the puzzle pieces, this is where we like to talk about making sure your poster is easy to read. So we know that we read from left to right, but this poster can be just a little confusing. Does it say, piece your together future with? Or does it say, piece your future together with? So make sure that you don't tilt your words to where they are a little bit hard to read. The poster off to its side that says 4-H is in youth, notice that the letters are kind of a light green. They've almost designed them with a highlighter. Make sure that you are using darker letters on a white poster board, and so it makes it easier to read. The poster at the bottom that says let 4-H guide you is a pretty good example. The letters are bold, easy to read, darker on a lighter background. The clover is correct in the corner. The white H is on the green. It is not tilted. And the graphics go along with the design. So that's a pretty good example of a basic 4-H poster. The final example we'd like to talk about is this one that says 4-H the perfect fit. Remember when we told you that you could not have anything famous on your poster? This poster does not contain anything famous, however it does remind you of a certain fairy tale story. But because that character is not on the poster, this poster is not against any of those rules. However, if you look at the center of the poster, there is one mistake that this 4-H member did make. The clover is tilted. Although they wanted it to look like it is on the shoe, remember that the clover cannot be tilted to one side or the other. It must be straight up with nothing across the top of it. So make sure you're following all of the 4-H poster guidelines as you are making your poster and being as creative as you can. We look forward to seeing all of your great poster entries.